Hey, this is Bill Gross, the LAProbate expert. And one of the best ways to get a good outcome in probate is not to go into probate because you planned ahead of time. I often talk about the importance of estate planning, and one of the tools of estate planning is living trust. And today I'm really excited to interview or bring to your attention Andres Mazabel from Trust and Will. And this is a company that offers, well, I can tell him what his company does. So Andres, welcome, and thank you for spending some time with us today.
Great, Bill. Thanks so much for having me. And I love the awareness that you're bringing around the importance of estate planning.
I'm trying to make it more aware, and even I have to learn about it. So can you describe for us what your company does, just as a starting point?
Absolutely. Look, 60% of folks don't have an estate plan. And there's a big lack of education. And two, there's a lack of access to an affordable option for estate planning, right? Like in the history of estate planning, it's through an attorney. Where in Southern California, where you and I are both based, you're paying at least $2,500 to about $5,000. So what Trust and Will has really created is, one, a platform that leads with education, helping someone understand what is probate, how much would probate cost me, and then what options does a family have to be able to avoid probate completely. And then we're now delivering, think of it as a TurboTax, but for estate planning.
Perfect.
Right?
I use TurboTax, and I've used your service as well. So that's a perfect analogy. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So essentially enabling someone to be able to customize an estate plan with live customer support, state-specific documents, live in all 50 states, with the ability, kind of like what TurboTax has done with like TurboTax Pro, that you can talk to an accountant. We've done the same with estate planning. That if you're in California, you say, I actually should be talking to an estate planning attorney. Great. You upgrade to the attorney tier, and then you now have access to an attorney, but you're being able to do this from home with your spouse or by yourself, paying a fraction of the cost of what a typical trust is going to cost you here in Southern California, or really nationwide.
Yeah, it's such an interesting. I didn't even know you had that option because, I used to, you would know this, before COVID, I went to court every day in LA County and saw probate court. And I saw families destroying each other financially and emotionally because somebody didn't plan ahead of time, and they're litigating in probate court. And I always said to people, 90% of customers would be better off with just a simple trust or living trust of some sort. And 10% might not be, and their attorneys always argue at that 10%, but at least you get it done. But in your case, you can get the living trust done just to start things. And if something changes or they want to later, get more expertise and pay for that you can upgrade them. I didn't even know you guys had that as a feature.
Yeah, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, look, every family is a little different. Every family has various different DNA and needs depending on their situation. So we've essentially allowed a platform that allows a little bit flexibility, but then really understanding, Bill, that most people don't have very complex needs, right? It's a home, maybe a home and an investment property. They have kids, maybe under 18, or now they're legal adults. So how can we create documents today to prepare for tomorrow, right? And like estate planning it's a very selfless decision, because once you're dead, it doesn't affect you. But it's what do you do in place to make sure that your family doesn't go through probate? And Bill, I know you don't know this about me, but previously to Trust and Will, I was in private banking. And I can't tell you how many probate and estate accounts I would have to set up. That it was the court documents, and families would be like, wait, I'm setting up an account that I can't touch or I can't access until I get the green light from a judge. And big thing here in California, you know this, it's taking roughly about 12 to 16 months for probate to be fully executed in the state of California because of how backed up it is. And for a probate of around 800,000, which in California with property values, it's not tough to get there. That's going to cost roughly about $50,000 in probate fees. So being able to take action to help avoid probate so that your home, one of your biggest assets, doesn't go through probate, you have that control ahead of time.
Yeah, I used to tell people that the return on investment is about at least 10 to 1, if not more, on planning ahead versus getting stuck. You mentioned the value of it when you pass as far as real estate, which is what I'm most involved with, but also part of your package includes documents to apply for somebody's health decisions while they're alive. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, Bill, this was a big eye opener for folks with the pandemic last year, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't see it coming, but people in ventilators that you can't make a decision on your behalf anymore. So being able, estate planning isn't just about death. It's also around what happens when you're alive and you can't make a decision.
Right.
So we offer, in every estate plan that we offer, a power of attorney who can make a decision on your behalf. Financial, real estate. We offer a living will around healthcare decisions that you make ahead of time so that you're not putting this burden on a family member to make this decision on your behalf. And then HIPAA authorizations also be really important. See, you think that, hey, because it's my kid, well, no, they're now 18 or 20. You can't just call the doctor and get information on their behalf, right? So there's a ton of legal paperwork that just folks don't know and aren't aware about
Right.
until the unfortunate happens. So we're doing a ton of work really helping lead with education. What are the documents? What do they mean? What is the impact of you not having the documents in place?
I occasioned my own family, a family member who passed, and another family member who was had power of attorney on the account.
Mhm.
And she said, "Oh, no problem. I'll go in. I'll just write a check. We'll move the money to the trust because they set up a trust." Well, it doesn't work that way. Power of attorney dies with the decedent, and so now you had this money sitting in a bank account that had to be, to some degree, probated in order to get access. So I don't mean to say everybody's wrong about everything, but I do think that it's a very complicated process that the more you plan ahead, the less problems you have. So the package you have includes preparing for property, includes health directives. One of the challenges I see are people who establish a trust and either one of two things. One is they don't put the assets in the trust. They get the paperwork for the trust, which is like a box to protect their assets, but they don't put the property in the box or the bank accounts in the box. And then now you have no assets. So do you follow up with customers? What do you do to help a customer end up getting the value that they're paying for on the trust?
It's a great question, great analogy, the way you put it, Bill. So essentially what we do for any customer that gets a trust-based estate plan, which is a revocable living trust, right? That's the only type of trust that we offer, what most people need. We provide with education and a follow-up. So we have an actual trust funding guide that breaks it down asset by asset. Real estate, here are your options, here's what you do. Bank accounts. Retirement accounts are very unique into how you should title them with the trust.
Right.
So we have a ton of education, and then when you actually get your trust in the mail, there's a trust funding guide, and it talks very clear around what you actually need to do. We've also, for example, with deed properties to be able to transfer into the name of the trust, we've also partnered with a company called Smart Deeds that allows a client to be able to transfer the deed online from their convenience of their home.
Wow.
So
Very nice.
You don't have to download the form from the county, go to the county recorder's office. You know how that process works. It's very, very old school. So Smart Deeds actually is live in all 50 states. So we're now providing that as a value add, really to remove the main barriers. That's why many people aren't getting this done.
One of the things I offer my clients is if you do this, whether it be online or you use the older school method and record deeds and trust, I'll go back on public records for you, pull a copy of the recorded deed for your record just so you can verify. And it's important to verify it gets done, even if you do everything correctly. Sometimes the county makes a mistake, it gets misfiled by one digit and it doesn't appear, and you want that to appear to protect yourself. So that's for somebody who finalizes the trust with you guys, and then they need to put their assets in the box. How about people who maybe pull assets out of the box? Maybe they they refinance a property, or they sell part interest, they deed it out, and want to put it back in. You know, I forget the statistics. Someone once told me, I forget the source of it, that 80% of people who take a property out of the trust temporarily forget to put it back in. And there's a whole industry related to that in the courts, particularly in California, we call Hegstead petition. So is there anything you can offer people who are past clients of yours to help them at that stage? Is that just, they need to be educated, and that's really the best cure? What do you see as that?
Yeah, the education is super big. And then two, we're actually relaunching actually fairly soon, is anyone that's creating an estate plan with us, you're going to have like a dashboard. Mm-hmm. And what that does, Bill, is you can see all your assets. So you're going to have an inventory of all your assets. And it's actually going to enable a customer anytime that they'll log in to say, have I changed ownerships of that asset, right? So you have a running kind of like,
Nice.
hey, these are your assets. This is how they're titled. And these are your options in terms of retitle them. So ensuring that a client understands, a kind of running inventory of assets and how they're actually titled.
I like that. I'm pretty organized, and I talk about this material all the time.
Uh-huh.
And recently we're making some changes, we're buying some property, and I talked to my wife. She's a smart lady, educated lady, but we're all busy, right? And so I tell her what I'm doing. She has no idea that we have an account here, an account there. How did I know that? It's all on. I tell her where everything is. But again, you just can't really be too organized in these matters. Have it be on the other end, trying to put it together after the fact and trying to discover missing accounts.
Yeah. And also, Bill, one thing that I really want to highlight as well, because this is something I faced prior to coming to Trust and Will. People create a trust, few people, but the ones that don't do a very good job of educating people named inside the estate plan. Bill, you've been named my successor trustee.
Thank
This
you.
is what it means.
Well, thank you. No, thank you.
This is my gift to you. This is my gift to you, Bill. This is what it means and what you have to do. So people, unfortunately, this happens because I've seen it. People would walk into a bank. They're like, I don't have access to the trust. I had no idea that I'm successor trustee. And people are just shocked at how much they have to do, shocked at the lack of resources that they have. So what we've done with this, Bill, is you create an estate plan with us, and we launch a feature called Shared Access, that if you were my successor trustee, I will notify you, and we lead with education, letting you know, Bill, this is what a successor trustee means. And then also I can electronically, securely, with encryption, share my digital estate plan with you. So you can now download it, you can view it, you have access to it. So just removing the pain points of not if, but when that person passes, we're really ensuring that people named inside the estate plan are much more proactive in understanding their role and what it means.
Wow, that's nice. I like that. Having been on the other end of that with people and trying to help them, it's overwhelming, because anybody who's, I think, smart enough and trustworthy enough to be somebody's successor trustee, if they're not a spouse or a sibling, anybody is going to be busy. We're all busy, right? Most recently, a family member passed, and the woman who was a successor trustee, she's got 3 kids. One's going to new colleges and scouting them out of the senior high school. One's in college and moving. One's this. She got her husband. She's got her social life going on, and she's opening bank accounts and authorizing accounts to do things. It's a lot of work being a trustee on an estate like that, and if it makes it easier and clearer, I think is really fantastic.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that really drew me to you, I've looked at a couple of services that do there's one or two generic, I would call generic legal companies that have this product,
Sure.
But they're not doing it every day. They're not learning from their mistakes. They're not learning from other people's mistakes. It's not their key product. This is really all you do. And that was one of my criteria to have a vendor that I would, promote or would publicize. The other thing, though, is that you guys actually make it convenient for me to promote your program. I literally talk about the need for living trust, I want to say every day, but at least 3 days a week, on a call with a client, with the other agent. Hey, I noticed the title is in this. Living, we're done. I have a closing that we're going to talk to the client about finally getting the living trust done. They're too busy during escrow to do it. I talk about the time, but what I like about your program is you offer me as a supporter the ability to give a discount and even to track people who get the product. Now, I'm not an affiliate of yours. I'm not interested in being an affiliate of yours. I don't want any money for what you do. I wish every customer I had who owned a house had your product, and I would be glad. I would pay money to get that done. It would make my life easier. But you guys actually do work with affiliates. I'm not sure the term you use for the backdoor stuff. Share that a little bit about what your thinking is there, and maybe what your plans are going forward.
Yeah, a couple of things that came up there, Bill. One, you're right. We're really the first company that's tackling estate planning and inheritance, and that's our only focus. So we've learned a lot. Yesterday was our 4-year anniversary. We've helped about 275,000 families so far.
Whoa. Say it again. How many?
275,000 families.
So let me help MSLs. You helped 275,000 families.
That is correct. That is correct.
Congratulations.
And that is, that's really what we're really passionate about is all these families every single day that don't have any estate planning in place because they don't know the options. So give you an example, how we continue to scale is a lot of it's through partnerships. It's folks like you. Like we just became 2 months ago, we became ARP's exclusive estate planning partner for their 38 million members.
Wow.
Which is a huge accomplishment that we're very proud of.
Well,
And in all these conversations, Bill, that we have with partners, they're just very impressed with the product, the education, and most importantly, Bill, that we haven't talked about is the live member support. Our website's amazing. Our design and the engineers did a really good job.
yeah.
But people have questions with estate planning. Most folks that are coming to us, a lot of them have never set up an estate plan in the past. So being able to chat, being able to schedule a call, being able to bring in an attorney if they have that need. So all to say is feeling supported with the online platform, but with actual live person has made an incredible impact and difference for the families that we're serving.
Sure. So can you talk a little bit about the cost structure? What's the cost to get a plan? I know it's online for a single and a couple, and you have additional services as well you offer, or in services, or how does that all work?
Yeah, we're actually extremely transparent with our pricing. Revocable living trust for a married couple is $699. For an individual, revocable living trust is $599. We don't tack on anything else. It includes all your documents, everything we've talked about, power of attorney, the living will, the HIPAA. There's someone that's maybe doesn't own real estate, maybe it's just starting off their financial journey. We offer the will-based estate plan, which everyone should have regardless of your assets. And this is $259 for a married couple or $159 for an individual. And as you mentioned, Bill, we do offer a 10% discount to your listeners as well.
Oh, as a coupon code that I can send you if you're interested. And my goal here, just so you know, we're talking today, is to share this. I'm part of a national, really international network of real estate agents, 67,000 and growing, that I want to bring this to you. I think we should be talking to our customers that own property now. They should be getting this now. And if they're buying property, they should get this ahead of time and buy the property in the trust to protect the asset in the future. I think it's that important. And in many cases, I offer it as a closing gift to clients to help them through the process because I believe in it. And I think it also creates my value with them in the long run. Okay, so I think we covered the product overall. Is there anything else in particular that you see? Well, let me back up. You're obviously an evangelist for this product and service. So if you could summarize what message you'd send to somebody who's thinking about using your service, they're not sure about the money, but they own a house that's worth $500,000, $1 million or more, what would you say to that person that's not sure if they should go through or not?
A couple things. One, don't put it off. Make a decision that you're going to do it. Give yourself a deadline. It's not as complicated as you think. Two, set up a call with us even before you pay. If you're like online estate planning, what does this mean? And we get this feedback often. We just had a review from a 90-year-old member who said, I thought this would be very complicated, but I was able to do my will online. And you can see all of our reviews on our website directly from our customers. And three, really to close it out, Bill, it's we always stand by our customers, by our members. We will do what's right and we will guide you through the process. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. For whatever reason, you completed your plan, you're like, wait, this isn't what I was looking for. No questions asked, we will refund you your money. That's how confident we are in the product that we're delivering, the experience that we have for members, and then three, really, the relationships that we're building. Estate planning isn't a one-time event. People have kids, they get married, they buy real estate, they move states. So we're enabling members to be able to make changes and updates to the estate plan as life changes. So that, you're not that person that says, I had a trust, but my successor trustee that I had passed or whatever, like life happens. So enabling people to really just make sure that they have an estate plan and that it's being updated when things happen.
So, and then lastly, at least on my list is for the real estate professional like me, who is interested, but maybe they're not as confident in the product or confident in the service as I am, where should they go to get more information about the process of what they need in order to offer this to their client base?
Reach out to us. You can reach out to us via email, or you can just go to the website, but trustandwill.com.
Yeah.
We have an actual dashboard, as you've referenced, Bill, that a real estate agent can actually track their client's progress.
Yeah.
Like you've talked about, you can actually pre-purchase plans at a discount up
Right.
to 50%.
Right.
So if you want to, utilize it as a closing gift, which is an amazing idea, we have that option available. So via the website, and then emails advisors@trustandwill.com. And we'd be happy to set up a call with you, get you more familiar with the platform to see if it's something that would be a benefit to you and your clients.
And you guys did. I had a nice talk with Mazabel, I think. Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
And then she put me together with you as far as getting you on the video here today. Well, look, Andres, thank you so much for, number one, your product overall. As a guy who sat in probate court for a couple of years and to this day sees people fighting each other, spending fortunes, and the aggravation involved after somebody's passed, fighting over their crumbs after the attorneys are done, I see the importance of having preparation of a good estate plan before need, as well as the medical. I've experienced that with my family members, and that's another reason why I'm so passionate about this process. So thank you for being the evangelist for your product. Thank you for sharing it with people in my business, and thank you for your time here today.
Bill, thank you for having me. And then really thank you for bringing awareness to this. This has an impact to hundreds of people that I really appreciate you bringing this up. So it's been an honor, and hopefully we get to do it again soon.
Thanks. So if you're interested in more information in the show notes down below, I'll have the email he mentioned, advisors@trustandwill.com, the website, trustandwill.com down below. I'm Bill Gross. If you have questions on using this product and how to use it with your client database and how to be a value to your clients, I'm here to help you as well. Call me, text me, email me if I can help in any way. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.